Trump just sent the perfect present to Obama that was the worst news he could ever receive. President Trump is a far better president than President Obama was. There is no doubt about that. Look at the poverty and employment rates and that will give you your answer. His leadership in Charlottesville, Virginia is a perfect example of the type of leader he is. Despite the fact that President Obama has been bashing the current White House administration over pretty much everything, from healthcare policy to transgender people and the military to tax reform. However, Trump got his retribution in the best possible way against the former president. On August 4, less than 10 days ago, a polling website on Twitter asked followers who they thought was the better president, President Obama or President Trump. Clearly, they started out on the wrong foot because the question was a flagrant attempt to garner support for the former president given the fact they asked on his birthday and added the hashtag #ObamaDay. But the results spoke for themselves. 61% voted for President Trump and 31% voted for President Obama. Even President Trump retweeted it, and it is one of the first searches when searching for the hashtag #ObamaDay on Twitter. How is that for some good karma? Liberal mainstream elites don't want to admit that fact though. Look at some of the responses on Twitter. The Daily Sentry reported the following. This comes after Freedom Daily reported that Illinois Governor Bruce Rauner signed Senate Bill 55 this week, making Obama's birthday a holiday in his state. The bill states that Obama's holiday will be observed throughout the state as a day set apart to honor the 44th President of the United States of America, who began his career serving the people of Illinois in both the Illinois State Senate and the United States Senate, and dedicated his life to protecting the rights of Americans and building bridges across communities. The comments section of the article speaks for themselves. Karen Davis said the following. I pity you poor fools. You read like sheep, you follow, you don't research and find out for yourself. The Clintons started the ball rolling on pitting American against American. Then Obama came in and destroyed our healthcare system and bullied everyone by calling them racist if they didn't follow his party line, all the while spending millions of taxpayers' dollars on himself and his family and also funneling billions of dollars to countries with terrorist ties, and ends his term by bringing in millions of illegal immigrants, whose sole purpose was to take over America and make it a Muslim state, which Hillary was supposed to close the deal on. Barbara commented. Oh my God, you poor thing, really, come on. President Trump has the guts to stand up to these other countries and get something done where Obama did nothing. You are extremely delusional, honey. However, other outlets called suspicion onto the polls. When it initially came out, Bustle wrote a similar article stating, the account from which the tweet came is Progress Polls, which has also asked users questions such as, do you think it was insensitive of CNN's Acosta to insinuate that only British and Australian people speak English to Stephen Miller ? And do you think the wage gap for women is real ? The results were overwhelming yes and no, respectively. This result differs from recent polling from other polling places like Gallup and Quinnipiac University, the latter recently finding that Americans' disapproval rate of Trump is 61%, while his approval rate dropped to 33%. That recent polling is pretty on par with his 6-month rating, which was the lowest 6-month presidential approval rating in 70 years. Trump still has nearly half of his working vacation to go, but if he keeps it up with the aggressive language toward foreign powers and bolstering his own public perception, it could end up being one of the more memorable presidential vacations. No matter what, the mainstream liberal media will find something to complain about. The poll speaks for itself whether it is scientific or not. Yet they still try and find ways to disavow it. But President Trump is in power and Obama is not, and the poll clearly shows that, and shows there is a reason people don't like him. Had President Obama worked on behalf of working-class Americans, people would have likely been far more pleased with him. Instead, he was a hypocrite who pretended like he was, meanwhile enriching himself off the oppression of others. While President Trump has been willing to pick up that slack, working with veterans, military officials, truckers' union guys, the people who symbolize middle-class America. Those whom are often forgotten but always there quietly unseen behind the shadows. Obama was a failure. There are no ifs, ands or buts about it, and this poll proves that after all. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe Breaking News 365 channel. Goodbye and see you again.